Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to connect the computer that you received from TechFIN. In the box you'll find there is a computer, some cables, the monitor, a mouse, and a keyboard. So we'll start with connecting the monitor. Take the stand, make sure these two metal pieces are pointed upwards, and then take the monitor and align the square on the back of the monitor to the square on the stand. Gently place it in and then secure the bottom until you hear a click. There we go. The monitor can move up and down. They usually can tilt forward and back, and a lot of them can rotate, which will leave it in this position so that I can show you how to connect the cables. Not all TechFIN computers are exactly the same because we receive them from various corporate donors, but they're very similar. So I'll show you two different methods on how to connect the monitor to the computer. One of them is with this type of cable, which is a VGA cable. The key is to look at the connectors on the cable. In this case, it's this shape and some pins in the middle, and find a similar port on the back of the monitor. And then just gently connect the two. Twist the screws on the end to make sure that the connection is secure. And then turn your computer tower around and find a port on the back of the computer tower that matches this cable. Now in this case, there is no port that matches, but TechFIN provided an adapter. So then you just connect the cable to the adapter, screw the screws to make sure it is secure, and then find the matching port that matches this size and shape. So for this display port, one end is rounded and one is straight, so make sure that you line it up the correct way. And then you're connected. Now I'm going to unplug this to show you the other type of cable. But one thing to note with DisplayPort is that it is not easy to just pull it out. There is a button on the bottom that you have to squeeze, and then you can pull it out safely. I'm going to unplug this end of the cable so that I can show you the other type of connection. And we'll just put this to the side. So now this is our DisplayPort connector. And again, I'm just going to match the size and shape of the connector, plug it into the monitor, and plug the other end into the computer tower. There we go. Now, I'll connect the monitor to power. So we take this end of the power cord and plug it into the monitor. Take the other end and plug it into our electrical outlet. And I will rotate this back so we can look at it later. Now, I will connect the keyboard and the mouse. Both of these are USB connectors, which you probably are familiar with. There are some USB ports on the bottom, so we'll line it up and plug it in. Do the same for the keyboard. Line it up and plug it in. Now we'll connect the computer to power. Take this end of the power cable, plug it into the computer. Take the other end and plug it into your electrical outlet. Let's turn this around and press power on. Make sure the power button is on the monitor, which it is. And now we can wait for it to start up. While we're waiting, I will explain that the computer towers that you receive from TechFIN are not able to connect to Wi-Fi. They can connect to internet, but you have to use a cable. So If you have a modem at home, that box that has the antenna coming out of it, then usually that modem came with an Ethernet cable, which looks something like this. It might be yellow, it might be blue, it might be this color, but the Ethernet cable can then plug into the Ethernet port on the back of your computer, and then you have internet. If you do not want to use an Ethernet cable, then there is a Wi-Fi adapter that you can buy online for about $10. And you plug it into one of these ports on the back of your computer, and it acts like a little antenna, and it lets you receive Wi-Fi on your TechFIN computer. So now that we're started up, I'll show you that if I just press any button here, all of the computers are set up with this admin profile, or the admin user. And in the pamphlet that came in the box, they have instructions for how to log in under this admin user. So I will log in. And once you're in, the pamphlet also gives you instructions on how to create your own user profile under the Start menu. When you do that, you can actually set up a profile that has your name and it has your personal settings. And then everybody in your household can set up their own profile so that everybody sees only their things when they go onto the computer. One thing to note, when it's time for you to shut down the computer, you can do that by clicking this Start button in the lower corner. Click the power button there, and then click Shut Down. And the computer should shut down for you automatically. And the monitor may or may not shut down. If it doesn't, then you just press that power button in the corner, and you are good to go on about your business. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck and enjoy your computer.